Raised Rowdy.
All right, guys, well, welcome to the Raised Rowdy Podcast. I'm Nicky T.
Kurt Ozan.
And we have our special guest, Miss Lily Rose.
What's up?
Cheers.
Dude,
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Thanks for being back on the pod.
It's been too long. 4 years, yeah?
Yeah, we, me and Kurt were chatting about that.
Oh, that's so good.
That was, Kurt said that was like one of the first episodes he listened to of our pod, and it was one of the first, or one of the last ones before he became my co-host.
Dude, isn't that, but you guys were living together at that time, right?
No, I live with Job Fortner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
but
I do feel like we've lived together at some point, but we haven't.
no, we're just together a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes
sense.
it's tough to live with your, friends.
Yeah,
Yes.
unless you're on a tour bus with them.
Yeah.
Right.
It is. I think that's one thing people don't realize when you're on tour is that you're literally living in like 800 square feet with
Yeah.
9 other people.
Yes.
9 of your
Is
closest
it
friends.
even that much square feet?
There's
though?
no way.
Yeah.
I mean, if the bunks have to take up like 500 of that.
Right.
So it's we all live with our friends a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
fun.
It's great. Kurt actually had me come on the road in Cincinnati. We were doing some
Yes.
pods on site, and when they were doing a stadium show.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what time are you getting in on Thursday? And I was like, bro, I'm getting in on Friday. Like, just let me know it. He's like, well, you'll have to be there super early. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just drive up.
He was going to get up and like leave at 3 a.m. in Nashville to come and do a 10 a.m. podcast with Wilder Blue.
I was like, I'll just go crash in my car for an hour or two. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so he was like, please hold. And then he's like, you're staying on the bus with us, bud.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, what?
Dude, I mean, how many people are on y'all's bus though? There's got to be
7.
like 7 of
Yeah.
6 or 7 of y'all, just the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
So I got to be a band guy for the night. It was awesome.
It's fun, right?
It was so much fun.
I love it. I
Even-
like live for that shit.
Even
Yeah.
more so because the show was Friday, so he came in Thursday. We were already at the venue. The venue is where the Bengals play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just like on a golf cart fucking around and sitting on the stage just smoking cigars and just chilling.
That's the best.
It was awesome.
That's got to be the best part of those stadium shows though, is that they set it up. They start setting up on like Monday,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so the
it's-
band gets there like Thursday. We do sound check, play the shows Friday, Saturday. You don't have to travel every night. You
Yep.
know, no Thursday night, no Friday night travel, just Sundays.
sick.
Yeah.
That's
And their bunks are ridiculous.
oh, I bet.
They're like, it's
We-
like as big as my first apartment.
So instead of having 3 bunks, we have 2 in the space of 3.
You do like the condos.
Yeah, condo
yeah,
bunks,
We
yeah.
condo too, which
That's
is
so
which is
great.
fun because we only have 7 of us and our whole crew.
Oh, that's sick.
So it's great. So it's like even when my wife comes out, we just still condo it up.
Those condo bunks are awesome.
They're the best.
What a treat. You don't do the lounge in the back, like where you sleep with the bed back there?
We've had like the
Yeah.
it's like a
Star
star bus.
coach.
Yeah,
Yeah, star
we've
coach, yeah.
had the stars before, but I prefer. I mean, it's nice to have like your own space and everything,
Yeah.
but I love the bunks, man. I feel like I'm at
Same.
camp with all my best friends. It's great.
So great.
Fall into it. You see everybody's boots still on in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
I
awesome.
woke up with my boots.
That is my band. That's my bass player for sure.
Ha.
So you said 7 people. So what's the tech and band of that?
Yeah, we've got 4 of us on stage. So I've got bass, guitar, drums, myself, content guy because you cannot have content
Need it.
these days.
Yeah.
We've got front of house, tour manager, and then merch.
Cool. Yeah. Easy.
We pack light.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And then just get a trailer behind it.
Yep.
Sick.
Sling that thing around.
That's about what we had when I was with Michael Ray in the early days. And so everyone kind of helps a little bit where they need to. You know, it's like I would like run the mics for I would mic my own amp and stuff like that. And
Oh,
so,
totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
great.
but-
Like we're playing clubs and theaters, so it's like you don't really need much more than that. It'd be nice. I mean, if you've got lights and you bring in a rig and all of that, you
Yeah.
obviously need an LD. But
Yeah.
it's I've enjoyed the compact like nucleus we're kind of creating, and you hope that you just expand from there.
Yeah.
Create a family and community a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. That's building bonds. I mean, that's the thing. Even just being with them for like, a night, it's just all the inside jokes and all the camaraderie that's built through that is amazing.
Oh, dude, we have a new drummer. We actually have a new guitarist too. So it's just me and my buddy Bud, who are the OGs, and he met the drummer last night. We went to Neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
And we just started like throwing him back. But Bud and I have shorthand because it's like we're best friends and we live together and we've played together for 4 years. And you could tell the drummer was just watching us like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Because it's just like we have inside jokes and shorthand and it's just the best. So
I love that. I remember talking about like, before the internet, everybody's crew everybody said the same thing, and now it's kind of like the internet. You're just saying all the things from the internet. I guess
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like that with movies and music, but
totally.
it feels a little more homogeneous now. Like everyone's kind of like together on the same phrases.
Oh
like,
yeah.
where when I was a kid, it was me and my 10 buddies all said the same stupid things, you know?
Yep. It's we're all in on the joke now.
Yes.
great.
Yeah. But I do love when it is like jokes that you have with your friends or like things you point back to. Even when I'm not involved, just watching the enjoyment that people have having that like feeds my brain.
Yeah. It's the best.
It's like Michael Scott is like, I love inside jokes. I hope to be a part of one day.
I love The Office too.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
great. I hope to be
So
a part. Oh my
great.
God, just you think of little Michael when he says that. You're just like, oh, that poor guy, man. It's the best show in the world.
Man, I have a couple weekends off here, so we got back. I'll probably have 2 months off. I mean, we have rehearsals in there, but not touring. And talking about being on the bus, it's like I miss it already. It's weird of being home on the weekends.
Dude, we've been home for 4 months now, which is the longest I've taken a break from touring since, Villain and had a kind of level up in my career. And we ended on November 9th, and we don't get started again until March 26th. And I am like scratching the walls.
Yeah.
I mean, just dying because I want to die on stage. I want to die in a tour bus or on stage. Like I love the road more than any other artist. I just am obsessed with it. So I'm dying right now. I feel you. We get to play like in between the hockey periods tonight at Bridgestone.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fun. It's always cool to get to play in Nashville, especially in Bridgestone. But I'm just excited to play music.
Yeah.
I'm like dying inside, taking 4
I
months
saw
off.
Scott Sapp do that one time.
I was there. That was crazy.
What was it, like a couple years ago?
Yeah, it was during the playoffs too, man.
Yeah.
It was like we all like went. The Predators played in between the Scott Stapp show. It was like crazy. It was just wild, man. He was just like ripping Creed songs, and everyone's like, "What is happening?"
It's so great.
It's 2004 again.
Yep.
It's 2004
Love
again.
it.
That's one of our inside jokes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have an inside joke. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Good job, guys. It's
We're just
great.
like, it's
Congrats.
2004 again.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little more the touring that you got coming up.
Yeah, we've been really lucky the last few years. We got to open up for Sam Hunt on a couple of tours, and we did Shania and Luke Bryan, and it was finally time to headline, like do some hard tickets, and we did 24 dates this past fall, and it was just awesome. It's just so rewarding when you get to play your own songs, like longer
Your
than
own
30
crowd.
minutes for your own crowd, and we had a blast, and we were like, we might as well keep it going. So we have a leg 2 of the tour. It's like 14 dates. I think we're hopefully going to tack on some more through the summer out west maybe, and hit some markets we've never hit headlining wise, which is always fun. I think it's an adventure.
Okay, I have a million questions.
Okay.
So, tell me about the differences between touring with like Luke and Sam and Shania.
Like between me opening versus headlining, or
No,
between
I mean
the
like,
three
what's it
of them?
like? How are their camps different?
Oh yeah. Well, Sam for me is the reason I moved to Nashville
sure.
instead of LA. Like I heard his music. I heard that mixtape he dropped on SoundCloud back in 2013, and I was really, really getting into the artist thing at that time. And I was down in Athens, Georgia, and I just was like, wow, I think I have a place in country music because sonically what he's doing. So he's always kind of been. It was cool to see somebody who was like my idol turned friend and family. But he is such an example to me, and so is Luke, of when you create community and you just keep building out and you treat people well and you treat venue people well and everything, you can have a 25-year career with all of the same crew members and everything. Yep. So that was really special.
Preach.
And I think actually if you look at most of the headliners that are the arena stadium cats in Nashville, they all still have their same OG band from when they were playing clubs and theaters. And there's something to be said about that. It means good people are treating their people well enough that they want to stick around.
Yeah.
And that means good people are winning. Like talent does not lead here in country. So it was cool to kind of see that on a day-to-day, hourly basis of like watching the way that Luke and Sam treat their people. And then you got Shania Twain, she's an icon, right? Like she's the country queen, but she's also a pop icon, and very different vibe. She's got security. Her hallway's getting shut down. You're not allowed to walk out of the door if she's anywhere close to being in the hallway. And it was a much different vibe. But, Luke and Sam, they're walking to stage with no security. They're just like trying to put their in-ears in by themselves and just like waiting to get on stage. And it was very different with Shania. But it was cool to be a part of something like that on the pop side of the world with high security, and you don't mess with them. We're not singing in the hallways at that one, but it was cool. We got to do 13 shows with her, and we really cracked them towards the end and became buddies with all of them. So
cool.
It was I think the craziest thing with the Shania versus the other two, Sam and Luke, when you look around, you're sitting at front of house and they're playing, and you kind of look around, you're like, okay, what what are their fans reacting to? What's getting the people on their feet? Why is this song getting more guys to sing along than that? Shania, my jaw was on the floor every night studying, how do you get 50-year-old grown-ass men singing Man, I Feel Like a Woman?
Give me 2 more Surfsides. I'll do it right now.
You know, like, it's just the, like, I still don't know what she did with that. It's just the melody with the production, the Mutt Lange thing that, like, it's pure magic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll ever be in a room like that on tour on the bill ever again. So I just tried to soak up like every second of that because it was just magical.
It's so true. It's funny. When the right song hits, it doesn't matter what it says in the lyrics. You're singing along.
Dude,
you
it's
know?
just every single song of hers. You could just tell how appreciative people were to be in the room with her because it's just a once in a lifetime kind of show. And the generational like thing too of watching the 55-year-old moms with their 25-year-old daughters, and they both love it because they both were that age listening to it. So it was cool. Definitely
so
once in
cool.
a lifetime.
And the Sam's and Luke show, they're like, it's just a party.
Oh my gosh.
So fun.
Dude, well, I think the Luke Bryan show is probably more like y'all's, where it is a party. It is musicians just doing musician things, but having fun. It's loose. You guys can loop through, you know, like on the, like if there's a down bridge and like either Luke wants to shotgun a beer or do something, like the band's just going to be vibing. There's audibles that are called, you know?
Yeah.
Where I think Sam Hunt is very different. There is no audibles called in that show. It is a production. When that Ableton session starts, nothing is changing night in and night out, but the production is just through the roof.
Yeah.
So it gives more of that pop show thing with Sam as opposed to the Luke Bryan's. That man could talk about a margarita for 15 minutes or 30 seconds. You don't know, bro. You never know. But
So true.
we're just out there cracking up. It's like a stand-up comedy show with him every night. Like he just riffs, and it's amazing.
I remember some of the first like shows that I went and saw in the Pit were Luke. Dude. And it's, you don't, again, like that's someone that if you go to a Luke Bryan show, you're going to leave a fan.
I did. It
because
happened to me.
It's so much fun.
It's so much fun. I mean, talk about somebody who is just truly and authentically themselves and doesn't give a damn. And he's kind of leaned into it, you know, like especially on Idol and everything. But it's like, that guy doesn't give a crap what anybody thinks. He just does it. And I'm sure his team, they probably are, assholes are clenched every now and then. But it's like, you know, I think it's just the most endearing thing when you watch an artist just fully be themselves and be unapologetic.
Yeah.
And he's a great example of that.
I agree. I think, you know, we talk about country music and authenticity is key, right? And it's a guy like that, when you hear everyone talk about that's just how they are, is so great.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a misconception that like authenticity as an artist is, you know, somebody like me where it's like she's dressing how she wants and dates who she wants and all of that, and like that's one side of the spectrum. But I think Luke is such a dope other side where it's just kind of like that man doesn't care what comes out of his mouth. He just lets it rip.
He's silly and fun, and that's part of what drew people to wanting to be on his team, and that's what drew fans to wanting to be fans.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep,
So
I love it.
It was really cool to kind of experience all of those, and we had other really dope tours too. You know, we opened for Dylan Scott and Chris Lane, and got to, it's cool to be the first of 3 on those tours way back in the day, and it's now the rooms we're headlining. So that's kind of the first full circle touring moment that I've had so far.
Congrats.
But thanks. No, it's super fun, and again, I'll die on the road, so we're always down to open up for
hopefully
anybody.
not anytime soon.
Yeah, no. I'll give another like 50 years. That'd be
There you
really
go.
nice.
If you were describing a Lily Rose headlining show to someone that hasn't been, how would you describe it?
Oh man. Lot of energy. Like, again, I just love being on stage. I grew up going to Bruce Springsteen shows. So like he's kind of always been he's on my Mount Rushmore. He's kind of just been the example of how to write a song, how to tell a story, but how to put on a show.
Yeah.
You know, he's out there for 3 hours. He's putting on Broadway sets with no opener, and he's not taking a break. There's no costume change. So for me, we try to play as many songs as we can. It's all so high energy. We'll take it down for 2 or 3, but a lot of people singing. You know, I think the cool thing about my fan base is it's very, very intentional. Like, if you buy a ticket, you're not just singing Villain, you're singing like every word, which is really cool. And we're trying to widen the scope a little bit of like getting people in who might not be like diehard super fans.
Yeah.
But right now it's cool, you know. We're doing the 500 to 1500 cap rooms, and they feel freaking awesome. And you take it for granted. Like, truly, the arenas and amphitheaters and everything are so dope in the festivals, but getting energy like that from 1,100 people is just it's a rock show, man.
Yeah.
It's a
fun.
drug.
It is a drug, and I am addicted.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, and it's a drug on the other side too. You know, getting to see an artist that you love that close and being able to like feel like you're a part of the show, because as a fan you are. It's just all of you together are. You know?
No.
It's those rooms are so magical. Club shows, and that's why I like would get pit tickets at shed shows, because it's like that makes the shed shows feel like it's a club show.
Absolutely. I mean, I think if you're doing the amphitheaters, stadiums, arenas, or festivals, the pit is, you base the entire vibe. When you step off stage and you're like, that crowd was freaking awesome or not, you kind of base it off the pit.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very important job that they have down there.
Yeah.
But I couldn't agree more. So
Thank you for your service, Nick. Always being in the pit.
Years of service. Getting slightly too drunk and having a good time.
Been there.
Yes, no doubt.
Dude, been there.
Was it kind of terrifying, kind of hopping into the headliner role?
No, for me, I've been playing shows for, how old am I? I'm about to be 32. So I've been playing shows as like Lily Rose for 12 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always just enjoyed the center of attention kind of thing. So I've been doing the headlining stuff for a long time, not just bars, but a long time. So I think for me, it was the coolest thing of making them feel like they were part of the show again. Because I mean, when we were in those arenas and amphitheaters, I went to the merch table every single night, and and those lines were sometimes 500, 600 people deep, and we met with everybody. We signed everything, took every photo. So to finally get those people in the room, and they can sing along to more than just the 6 or 7 songs we could give them back then, is just so rewarding. It's just the best. I love it.
That's like the dream, man. I mean, it's taking people that came there maybe knowing your song or maybe knowing one song and making them leave with an experience, making them leave with understanding who you are as an artist and what you do.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
I've always said that, like, the opening slot versus the headlining slot, it's really like 2 different jobs. And it's kind of like 2 different dreams coming true too. You know, of like when you start writing songs and you're inspired by artists and you go to concerts, you're like, I want people to feel that and sing back to me, and I want to hear a room full of people sing it back. And that's the dream that you're getting at the headlining show. But then the other one is like, I mean, I got my license and was listening to Luke Bryan. Like, I Don't Want This Night to End is like the first song I played in my car when I got my license driving to Waffle House in Atlanta, Georgia, you know? It's freaking great. And then, Sam Hunt, the reason I moved to Nashville, and it's Shania Twain. So then the other dream is just like, how did these people invite me out? That's so dope. But I will choose a headlining show over the opening slot any day of the week.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Yeah, I think the balance of those, you got to balance acquiring new fans the old-fashioned way, which is in front of fans, and then getting that energy. I always talk about Ashley McBride, and like Ashley's crowd at a show that is not her crowd, they get it. But when you see her with her crowd, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I think we've been compared, and we talk about it a lot, me and Ash, but like we get compared in that sense where it's just the cult following.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you come to a Lily show, you're going to be like, oh, they're in. They're in, but people might not get it if I'm at the Luke Bryan show and I'm singing with my trap beats playing in the back kind of thing.
But some people get it, and
Yeah.
that's the key.
100%. And those are, you've got 2 jobs when you're the opener, and it's to open up and get the crowd hyped for the headliner. That is the main job. And to try to, use it as exposure. And the next time you come through with a hard ticket of your own, you try to get 100 more people to come than the last time. So it's, I feel like Ash and I have a lot of similarities with a lot of those things.
Yeah. Take the room.
Yeah, man.
Love it.
It's the best.
Yep.
She's a badass.
She is.
I was preparing for this podcast and just going through the catalog, and I'm trying to think like, how do they do a lot of this stuff live? Because a lot of it is like trap stuff, but some of it is just like fucking rocks too.
Yeah.
So I could hear you talking about energy. I'm like, this is where it's coming from. It's like that sort of mix of that, whatever that trap beat stuff makes you just want to drink for some reason. I hear that noise. It's like, I'm like, all right, let's crack a beer.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling the lesbians will drink at my shows, man.
Hell yeah.
It's really funny. Like every single venue owner or bar manager or anything, because I usually like to go in these clubs and shake everybody's hand afterwards, and they're like, "Dude, your fans are the best. They drink a shit ton and they tip a ton." I'm like, let's go. That's
good.
That's great. I'm happy, but yeah, it's a lot of energy. I've always enjoyed high energy shows as a fan or like as the performer, but I try to write for that, like in the writing room. I love taking it down, playing listening rooms and intimate acoustic sets are really fun, but I try to write in the writing room for the live show.
Yeah.
And we cut for the live show, and I think it's always probably got to stay at that 85 hype, 15%, get them in the palm of your hand kind of thing for me. So it makes it fun, makes it challenging too. It's hard to write tempo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's hard to write great tempo,
And
because
tempo that's not been done before and copying something else.
Yes, exactly that. That's why I feel like you see so many interpolations now, because it's like, we know we got this squared away. Let's just go on top
They're going to
of
know this one.
Yeah.
I think it's fun sometimes to just like sort of put a metronome on and just be like, let's just write this tempo.
Totally.
And sometimes you turn off for a second to figure a chord out, and then the tempo starts going down. You're like, let's put the metronome back on. You're like, oh, I'm writing slower.
Yep.
I wonder why that is. I think it might be easier for us to write closer to our like resting heart rate or something. Maybe it's like some thing like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably is just like easier to articulate the like melody and like syllables too when you slow it down a good bit, because we've noticed that when you turn the track off in the room and you go to like sing down the verse that you just wrote and you're like, yo, this is like 15 BPM faster than we were just writing. Like, it's crazy.
Well, that's what a good producer can kind of find that sweet spot. Sometimes a 1 or 2 BPM click makes all the difference.
Oh my God. I think like every single write, I'm always like, hey, can we go up 2, meet in the middle, like down 1, like whatever it is. Cause you can tell a difference immediately.
It's weird that is the thing.
Especially as like a singer, like you can really tell when you're sitting there and trying to figure it out. You're like, okay, we got to go up. We got to go down.
And we play like Luke's songs at different tempos.
Do you?
Yeah. Cause we don't run tracks or anything, but we do use a click.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we'll play songs 1 beat per minute faster.
On purpose?
Yes.
Do you guys ever do it just to mess with Luke?
No, but like, well, it's weird because like usually live you take things down, but we have a couple songs that are up a half step, which is strange. Like I think Hurricane is in, B flat on the record, but we play it in B.
Yeah.
And then like we'll move tempos to just when it's live and you get that adrenaline going, we want to feel it, So
I feel like you rarely hear male artists move it up.
Very rare, or any artist, I think, for that matter.
Totally.
I remember. Oh my God! I remember my first. Just quick side note: my first big festival ever when I was playing with Jana Kramer. I learned the tunes off the record, and her big hit "Why You Wanna" at the time. Why You Wanna? It's an E, but they play it live E flat. We didn't have rehearsals before, so it was like, all right, guys, thank you so much. Here's my last song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I came in an E. On my steel guitar, and they were playing an E flat.
That's brutal.
Oh my God, it was so brutal.
Dude, I loved that album though. Big
It's
Jana.
great. Yeah.
I have like covers from high school of like that song and Whiskey and stuff.
Whiskey,
of me singing that stuff.
Hell yeah.
She got a great voice. You know, she and Priscilla Block sound very similar. Have you ever listened? If you listen to
Never thought
PB,
about that.
you'll be like, oh, I can hear Jana in this kind of thing.
I'll have to go back with that. Yeah, with that scope.
Shout out Priscilla.
I think the Jana stuff was before Nick was in town, though.
It was,
Yeah.
but I got to see her a couple times actually.
Was I playing or no?
I don't know. There was a show in Pittsburgh that they also shot like Dance Moms at. Were you at that show?
I don't think so.
Perfect.
Bro, it was like a free show at Stage AE, but they shot like an episode of the show, and Jana was like part of it.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I mean, free show, I'll go. All right,
Yeah.
play the same song 4 times, whatever.
Yeah.
Then she played like her whole set after, so it was like,
Oh, that's fun though.
it was cool. It was just no opener, and then they
Yeah.
did like the movie thing, which again like was cool. Now that I'm here, I've seen some of that.
Yeah.
I've like been on music video sets. I've
Yeah.
seen like productions, but back then I was like, oh, that's how they do it.
That's
like
so. What
moving
year
the
was
cameras.
that? Like 2010.
Yeah, Why You Wanna was out. That was like her big song.
Yeah, probably 2012.
Yeah.
Something in that range. Yeah.
And I remember it was like a ticketed show, and then they were like, nope, it's free, but we're doing this thing with it.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that's
Cool.
why it's free.
Well, that was like us at the Nickelback show.
Oh yeah.
It's like they.
Oh yeah, the Nickelback Hardy.
Oh, the
Crossroads?
Crossroads?
Yeah.
Dude, that
so
was so
cool.
good. It was so good. We did Tailgate and Tall Boys
Yeah.
2 years ago, and we got to play right before Nickelback, and it was fucking wild, man.
I love Tailgate and Tall Boys.
It's the best. I was texting with those guys this morning. They're great.
Yep.
Those are the
yeah.
homies.
We'll be back. We'll be back there. We're helping out with both of the festivals in Iowa and in Bloomington.
We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're on, it's me and then Gavin and Aldine
That's gonna
Wow.
be
that
hell
night.
yeah.
So it's like, that's
That's gonna be
chaos. It's a
nuts.
lot of different chaos, but it's chaos.
Yeah.
Like,
Does your set change like depending on who you're opening for on tour?
Totally. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like we try to again get them on their feet, get them excited. You're first of 3, or you're on the Luke tour. You know, you can be direct or you can be first of 4. It changes every night, kind of thing. But yeah, we'll do like a medley of like country covers. Like we'll do what is it? It's Our Song by Taylor Cruz.
Hell yeah.
Barefoot Blue Jean Night, Mayberry. I don't even know what the first. Oh my god, it's been so long. But we do it. It's like all in the same key, or they're like all in like B flat or E flat, and we just go into it, and then immediately. But we try to country it up. You know, Shania and Sam. There's a little bit more pop leaning fans there that probably listen to like Top 40 and Hot AC, so we can throw some of the more hip hoppy stuff in there. But for the Luke set, we're always trying to stay pretty down the middle, like country.
This make me want to bring Fireball back.
Dude, wait, like Fireball. The
Whiskey.
Pitbull song?
No, the whiskey.
Oh, got it.
Oh.
The 2012 drink of choice.
Yeah, the bro country drink.
Is it gone? Like, is it
No,
just out of your
but
life
just-
forever now? Like,
People don't drink it anymore. It used to be like a thing. Like you want at Tin Roof in
oh, yeah.
2012, someone would be like,
We
"You want
have
a
it in the
Fireball
bus.
shot?" I'll be like, "Sure."
It's always Fireball, Rumple Mints, and tequila in our freezer in the bus.
Rumple Mints is back and it's crazy.
Oh my god, my wife and I will destroy some Rumple Mints. I was taking Rumple Mint
good for
shots
you.
last night.
Yeah.
It's great. You never have to brush your teeth
Yeah.
ever again.
I never will.
It's great,
I have a vintage bottle of Old Camp, which is the Florida Georgia Line
yeah.
Fireball alternative.
dude.
Was it the peach flavored one?
Yeah, it's like something like that. And I'm
yeah.
going to put it on eBay for like $10 million.
It's amazing.
When FGO comes back in 15 years.
Yeah. When they come back.
Yeah.
When they come back.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if that's happening.
I know. Yeah, that'd be a tough one, honestly. But
It'd be great.
we,
Imagine how hype an FGL reunion show would be.
yeah.
Dude, we
I'd
listen
be
to them
there.
all the time. I mean, it's the best.
We used to take buses to FGL shows. And that's like, honestly, that was the gateway drug for my friends of country shows.
Yeah.
Was like, listen, we're taking a school bus. You can get hammered. You're going to know these songs.
Yeah.
Come party. We're going to have the best time ever. And then they would be like, what else you got going on this summer? You know?
Hell yeah.
Dude, the magic that was happening in that third floor of Big Loud,
Yeah.
writing wise, with Wiseman and
Crazy.
Rodney and Tompkins and everything. It's just those first 3 records, lyrically, there's nothing that can touch them in
So
country.
good.
It's just insane.
And it's just like you can turn one of those albums on at a tailgate and not change a track and not have to put another artist on,
Dude.
which is wild.
It's crazy.
It's just
Yeah.
perfect party music.
Yeah.
It's the best, and it's all just like proper nouns. Like the only,
Yeah.
the songs don't say anything. It's all just like
Yeah.
nouns.
And you're
crazy.
talking about energy. It's like that first record. It's like 12 songs or whatever, and like 11 are singles that are up tempo energy.
Banger,
Yeah.
banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Joey, man. Joey has
Monster.
reinvented
what country music is and what music is 4
Yeah.
times now, and it's incredible.
It's wild.
Wild.
When we had Chase on, he's like, "You guys want to hear the demo for Cruise, like the work tape?" And I'm like, "Yeah, obviously I want to hear
Yeah, I
that,
fucking want
Chase."
to hear that.
It was
And he
sick.
was just like, and we're like, "Whoa, cool."
It's wild. Was it Chase singing, or was it Tyler?
No, it was Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Getting to hear the demos is honestly like one of my favorite parts about this thing that we get to do.
It's best.
Just like old songs that are already out, or like I remember like Where the Wild Things Are, Randy Montana's version. Randy's such a good singer.
oh, he's incredible.
And Luke's one of the best singers ever. But like you hear Randy's and you're like, that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's a ton of writers in town where it's just kind of like Andy Albert. I'm dying for him to put together an album of all of his cuts, like all of his number ones and big cuts,
Yeah.
and sing all of them down. You
Yeah.
know, and just like those guys that are just in the writing room that like gave up the artist thing, but they have like
Josh
insane voices.
Thompson.
Yep.
Another
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Josh Thompson's stuff's so absurd.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Emily Wiseband. If we could get Wiseband to put together like an album of all her cuts.
Isn't she playing around to yours? What did I see her name on something?
I don't think it's mine.
She's doing something. I forget what it was, but she's great. She's so talented.
So good.
She is. She's one of my 4 or 5. Like if we're doing a retreat or a bus weekend,
Yeah.
Emily's on everything with mine.
Who else do you love?
Paul DiGiovanni, he's my producer,
Yeah.
but we write extremely well together. Andy Albert, Seth Ennis.
Yeah.
Those are kind of my bus retreat people, but
Yeah.
Will Weatherly and Michael Whitworth are right there too. So
Yeah.
those are the homies.
I don't really know Michael, but I hear everyone talk about him specifically like in like the rock crossover stuff.
Oh, yeah, dude, he's
You
an
know?
animal. He is
Yeah.
so good. His energy is just incredible in the room. He's one of the nicest dudes, but he's a freaking pit bull, man. Like
love that.
he's wild. on the bus, if we're riding on like a Saturday, and I brought them out during the Sam tour earlier last year, and I think Michael put down like 24 Miller Lights before the sun went down.
Wow.
We wrote a banger. We cut it. It was awesome. But I was like, let's fucking go, dude. Like, that dude could put a bag.
Yeah, there's some, like, when you go out to ride with an artist, there's some artists you can do that with, and you're definitely one of those people that get it, you know?
Yes.
Some you don't, but that sounds awesome.
It's fun. I definitely have heard from the Paul, Andy, Emily, all them. They're like, okay, I'm not going to drink for 3 weeks because then I'm going to go out with Lily, and she's going to keep me up till 4 a.m. shooting rumplements and
That's great, though.
staying at dive bars.
Yeah.
And writing. Yeah, I mean, this song that we just had come out, I Know What I Want, was kind of a product of the 2:30 a.m. drunk bus. We were out with Cole Swindell, and Dylan Scott was direct, and he had out Taylor Phillips and Jackson Free.
Yeah.
And Will Weatherly, actually. And Will went to bed. Paul and Emily went to bed on my bus, and Jackson and Taylor came knocking at like 2 a.m, and we wrote I Know What I Want, and it was just the drunkest work tape. It is crazy.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So, no, the craziest, I was so bummed when you were like, and then they played the thing. I just got a new phone like 3 days ago, and I haven't put all the voice memos or my notes back onto my phone. It's like because I would play it because it is so drunk.
Yeah.
It is like us trying to navigate it all. But yeah, and then we woke up the next morning, and Emily and Paul helped us finish it. So
that's great.
It's a nice 6-way, you know? So we'll see a lot of money from that one. But we
sure.
had fun.
Well, yeah, I saw that, and I was like, the long rides. And you always wonder about those. Like, how do they come to be? Is it like you plan that, or is it just kind of come to happen? So it's cool to hear the story behind it.
I think most of us are like not intentionally trying to do that, but when you're just on a vibe and you're like, whatever, like I'd rather write a great song and have 10 writers on it than a shit song with 4. Like, and so we ended up doing that with two different songs that weekend, and hopefully some big names will cut the other one because it's a dope ass duet, and we'll see.
Cool.
But yeah, I love
secretive.
It's fun. No, we're like in pitching mode right now for it, which is great. But yeah, it was just a fun way of how the songs came about. I'd never had a story like that, but I found out recently that I'm a very great like concentrated time writer. Like I'm not going to write my album at 11 a.m. Monday through Friday here in town.
Yeah,
I want to be with my people out, super concentrated. We know that we're going to write at all hours of the day for 3 days, and it's been a really refreshing thing as a songwriter and an artist to kind of figure out that hack for myself, you know, all right, we'll get 3 retreats and 3 bus weekends, and we're gonna write an album within all of that and get enough songs, and then I'll write in town still and like try it out with new people kind of thing. Like I wrote with 3 people I'd never met before on Tuesday, and we're cutting the song, so it's like it can't happen. It's possible, but it's fun now.
I'm that same way with like when I'm on the road and I can't like book sessions or podcasts or anything. I find like I'm really good at working out. Like I'll run like every day. Then when I'm at home, I'm like this event and stuff. I'm not making excuses, but it's like it's easier to focus when like you take like the day-to-day stuff out of it and you're like not in town. Dude,
I think one of the things I've had to work through the most in therapy and in life is we live like 2 very separate lives. We've got our Wednesday to Sunday or Wednesday to Saturday life, and then you've got Sunday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it's like I've had to figure out how to turn off one life and turn on the other one, so I still make sure all of my shit's getting done regardless.
Yeah.
But no, that's one of the things all the writers say. They're like, Lily, I don't understand. You will be the last one up drinking and smoking and hanging out, and then you are the first one at the gym in the morning. And it's like the only thing that gets me through the hangover and ready to work.
It's the best cure in the world.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. I mean, this morning I was like not feeling super great. Went to the gym, sweated out, and I'm back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's it's hard to work out on the road, especially if you're camp. If there's not like a lot of people also doing it with you.
Yeah. That's
know?
why I started running, because it's like I don't need to get a runner, go to production, get a runner, and take me to Planet Fitness or whatever. I just run around.
Yeah.
Like a dog or something. And I'm like, all right, I'm tired. Cool. Now I'm going to shower, eat, and play a good show.
Yeah, it's great.
Fixes your brain too. Helps me concentrate to play the show.
I could not agree more. Yeah. I don't think I've missed a workout before a show in like 4 years.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that keeps me, it's like in my control, you know? Keeps you set. And we, living on a bus, you're sharing 400 square feet with 6-7 other people. That's your only alone time in the entire day is when I go work out. It's just my only time with myself. And it's nice, you know?
Yeah, I love it. It's always hard to find like time to practice too, like on the road. It's like I play like a really loud instrument sometimes when I'm practicing my fiddle. I'm like not good at it yet. And so I have to like go find some like closet like in the stadium somewhere where it's like, or I could not bother anyone, you know?
That's impressive that you're in stadiums as the headliner auxiliary guy, and you're still like practicing while you're out on the road. It's
That's
amazing.
Kurt.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, we
Like-
all practice. You know,
Yeah.
it's like Matt is really studious with our bass player.
Yeah.
I practice a lot, and then Jake has his drum pad, and then we just jam. Everyone else, it's like we just jam, and the boys write and sing. So
Yeah, that's great.
it's fun. I do miss those boys though. I think we're playing something in town, like a Hall of Fame. Just the band. We're doing like a headlining set. So
Oh
Sick.
yeah, the wild card set at
Yeah.
the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I saw a thing
Yeah.
for that.
That's wait. So it's just the band?
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we've got a bunch of singers in the band, so
Yeah.
they'll just take turns.
Corey came out with he subbed for Brett
Yeah.
for one weekend, so we got to know him, and I know he knows my band, like all those guys, pretty well. So it was
Yeah.
fun to watch he would come at front of house with us and watch the Sam show.
I
It's the
love
shit.
Corey. He's such a good boy. That's a good boy.
He's
right
so much fun too.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the best vibe to have around all the time.
Such a great vibe.
And
Don't get me started on that guy.
Have you heard him sing?
I'm just gonna start
West
weeping.
of Fort Worth.
No, what does he sing in y'all's set?
This year he did Drops Jupiter.
I was gonna say he did Train.
yeah,
right?
yeah, and then last year he did Diamond Rio.
Dude,
Such a
sing his
good
ass
singer.
off.
Yeah.
Do you guys all sing a song?
No, I don't.
Got it.
Most of the boys can sing. Kurt,
Yeah.
just good at instruments.
Yeah,
I didn't-
I'll play. So like Luke gives us like a moment to like kind of do whatever, and so Tyler will sing, Jamie will sing, Corey will sing, and then I'll play, and then we just play solos like on the songs they sing.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
So like Jamie sang "What Was I Thinking" by Dirks, and then I play the dobro solo,
Oh, that's dope.
and then we did Shania this year.
Hell yeah.
Whose boots have your bed been under? Shit.
Close.
Whose bed have your boots been I went, nee, 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 nee. Yeah.
Dude, it's so good. Oh my gosh. But I haven't seen you guys, I haven't seen a set since Tortuga 23.
Are you playing Tortuga this year?
We're doing Saturday, so we're on Keith's Day, unfortunately.
Well, if you're around Sunday, let me know.
I know. We're playing, we have 5 shows that weekend in a row: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Holy shit.
Yes, we'll do all hard, like, headline: Pensacola, Gainesville, Orlando, Tortuga, Jacksonville.
That's sick.
Hell yeah. I
Great.
forgot about Tortuga. I shot your show then.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We were in that little Next from Nashville tent.
Yeah.
It was banging.
Yeah, it was fun.
I love that
Huge
festival.
crowd too. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it was great.
That's where Cappy offered me the job with Luke, is at Tortuga.
Dude.
When I was playing with Michael, he was like, "Hey, Luke's ready for you." I'm like, "Ready for what?" And he's like, "Be in the band." I'm like, "Okay."
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll do
Let's
that.
go.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Tortuga. I think that it's one of the like 3 best festivals.
I haven't been.
Oh, you've got to go.
Yeah.
I
need
truly
to.
think like the artist tent's like on the beach, so you can like just walk into the water at any moment.
Yeah, it's like you can just walk out of catering, hit the bar, get a tattoo, and then just go in the ocean.
Yeah, Mitchell Tenpenny was like drowning me in it 2 years ago. Like,
Hell yeah.
what? I mean, that was 2023. Yeah, maybe 22 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I had been signed and like around for at least 2 or 3 years. And Mitchell and I had been buddies. We've written like 10 songs together at this point, and we're like friends. And we're so drunk, and he's out there, and he's like, "How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it?" And all this. I'm like, "I fucking want it, Mitchell. Like, literally, get me out of the water." And then we looked for our shoes from not kidding you an hour. It was like 4 a.m, and the festival was like, "You guys have to fuck off." Like,
Rob lost his phone on the beach, and they found it. So,
it's pitch black out there.
Yeah.
So it's probably
wild.
with the shoes. So
well,
RIP.
April, it's going to be a good time.
It's gonna be great.
And you're doing Tailgates and Tall Boys, which is obviously a great festival as well.
It's
Love
fun. Shout out to those guys. Love
And
them.
any other festival dates coming up?
We've got, some of the like the fair festival
Mm-hmm.
circuit things. We'll go out. I don't even know if we've announced it yet. So we've got some out west that we'll do, and we'll route some fun things around it. And but nothing huge. What are you guys doing besides Bonnaroo?
Oh, we're doing a lot of cool festivals.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of like multi-genre stuff.
Sick.
So we're doing obviously Bonnaroo. We're doing Jazz Fest in New Orleans. We're doing Boston Calling, and then there's one in Chicago,
Lala.
Lollapalooza, I think, and
that's
just
gonna be
all
so
Stagecoach. We're doing Stagecoach.
Oh, you guys are?
Yeah.
Good. You might be one of the only mainstream headliners there. I
Yeah.
think
I mean,
it's very like a Americana songwritery, like more of the Zach Bryan thing
Yeah.
across the board trickle down this year. So that's dope. Do you like Stagecoach? You enjoy going?
Oh
over there?
yeah, it's
It's a
great.
blast.
Yeah, yeah.
Love
I've played it a few times. Actually, you were talking about Sam Hunt, and I'd like to share this story.
Do it.
So, we were opening for Sam. We were like the direct support. Sam was headlining, and Luke was like coming up big too. And Luke had just put out Reboot, and with Brooks and Dunn, and Sam wanted to have Luke come up and sing. And Luke, he's not a huge fan of just coming up. He's like, shit always goes weird and whatever. So, but he's like, okay, for Sam, I'll do it, you know? And it's a great look. And so they're going to do the Brooks and Dunn tune. And so Sam and his band, like you're talking about the Ableton thing, and they built the whole show. They built the song with the lights and everything. They built it to the rebooted version, which is different than the original one. Mm-hmm. And so Luke, we just watch for Luke when to come in. He goes, and we come in, you know? And so it's different sometimes, you know? And so they got up, and it was just kind of like, he's like, dang, 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 I saw, and then, but the band was still dang, dang, dang. And it was just like this like miscommunication, like on like the stagecoach thing. And I was just like, I was in the photo pit with my camera, and I was like, oh God.
Golly, dude. Yeah, that is brutal. I mean,
they figured it out, but
yeah. Love those guys though.
Yeah.
Talk about like one of my favorite bands.
It's just what happens when you don't. I mean, like Burke and I are like super close.
Yeah.
And you know, Ty, like I photographed his candles, and
yeah.
But it's just like when you don't get to rehearse, it just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's live music, baby.
It is. It's I definitely have a rule of like if anything is going to be Ableton, unless it is a song that I know like the back of my hand. If you're going to call me up and we got to do it at soundcheck once.
Yeah.
One time if Ableton is involved, or you've got to have a band like Luke Bryan's where it's just kind of like even with Ableton they're going to be like fuck it, who cares? Like we'll figure it out kind of thing. Cuz we went up there and did This Is How We Roll with Luke, which is always fun. Just like speaking of that FGL record, I was like, this is awesome. I get to rip this song right now, the like rap version in the middle, the verse.
Did you do like the Nelly verse or no? There's no Nelly verse on that
That's
song.
That's Cruise, but I got to go up and do Cruise with Nelly and FGL on their last show, or the like last Nashville show.
That's crazy.
It was sick. It was like one of the coolest things ever. I was still a little baby on Music Row.
Yeah.
And I guess Taylor Lewan and Tyler and Brian put on like a fundraiser thing. I don't even know what it was called, but it was at that Quarry like amphitheater down in Franklin.
Oh yes,
the new one. Yeah. It was the first show there.
Yeah.
So I was like the first artist to play that stage for a crowd, which is super dope.
That's super.
But it was like, I mean, Villain had just come out 5 months before, so it was me, Thomas Rhett, Maren Morris, Russell Dickerson, Nelly. I think Breland was there too, and FGL, and I was just looking around. I was like, what am I doing here, man? This is fucking crazy. Need to breathe. It was so cool. And then to close the show, we all got to go out there and sing Cruise. And I was like, my senior in high school heart is so happy right now, man. This is great.
We got to do that when we were with Darius in Australia, come out for Wagon Wheel.
So you kind of wish it was a Hootie song though, don't you? Like,
I mean, his version's great.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I love it. It's great. He finally rhymed that one line that Old Crow Medicine Show doesn't rhyme.
Oh, is there a lyric change? I didn't notice that. What's that?
It's it's in like verse 2 or 3 where there's something didn't walked away, but it's supposed to rhyme with something. It doesn't rhyme. It's the only line in the entire song that doesn't rhyme, and then Darius changed it so it rhymes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I can't think of what it is.
There you go.
I remember
fun facts.
Darius is like, he's such a G, everybody says, but we were in Nashville one time before I lived there, and I went into Red Door, and they were like, hey, so Darius is here, and he's buying everyone drinks, but he doesn't want people to talk to him unless he talks to you. He just wants to be a regular person. I'm like, free drinks? They're like, yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love Darius forever.
I'll ignore him the rest of the night.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I've heard he's a great guy. I've not gotten to meet him, but I've heard he's just the shit.
I did a tour with him when I was playing with Michael Ray, and it was us and Dan and Shay and Darius, and it was awesome.
Dude, that's sick.
It was so much fun.
I think I'm doing his golf tournament in a couple of weeks. So
yeah,
that'll
great.
be fun. So.
And his son Jack was always out on the road, and so we'd play basketball all the time.
Oh, fun!
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah,
what
cool.
was that, like a shed tour?
Yeah.
Who was Darius the headliner?
Yeah, Darius, Dan, and Shay, and then
Sick.
yeah.
Damn, I wonder if I was there at one of those. Probably.
I hope so. It was probably 2016 something.
I was.
There's always a chance.
Yeah, it was so much fun, man. And good vibes. And the Dan Shay guys always have the best coffee, so I was on their bus like getting the cup, like they got the coffee rig.
Dan does love his coffee,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I got to interact with Darius after that too. He played this like casino show for the Pittsburgh station. It was like one of those like hidden artists. You don't know who it's gonna be, and it was freaking Darius, which was amazing. And then he was just chilling, handing out people $100 to bet at the table that he was betting at. Like, well, I'm like, what a good dude, you know?
That
Just
pop
cutting
star
up.
money, man. That pop star money.
He was like, here, all of you guys, here's $100 each. Come play with us at a
Dude, that's
craps table.
Awesome.
It was
That
sick.
is sick.
He's got the craziest stories, man.
Oh, I can't
And
imagine.
yeah, it's like the year was 1994, and we were the biggest band in the world, and Letterman and all this stuff. I'm like, that's wild.
It's so dope.
yeah.
So loud.
Yeah.
And his show's so good. His voice is still so good.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a long time. I remember the first time I saw him was that first single he had, All Right. And he was direct for Rascal Flatts. It was like 2009. It's freaking great, man.
Sick.
What a time.
Yeah.
They're back.
Yes.
Flats back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flats
I love
back
that.
at it again.
Again, like one of those shows where you go to the show and you know every word of the songs,
Yep.
even the ones you don't think you really know,
Yep.
you know.
Even if you can't sing along because the runs are too hard to sing.
All of them are too hard to sing.
Dude, he's a freak.
He
Freak.
is. It's
Probably
wild.
top 5 singers in Nashville history, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
unreal.
And I remember going to those shows, you know, and that was kind of early in my love of country music, like when I really like got fully into country music.
Yeah.
And just being so wowed at his vocal, just his runs and how late in a set he could do it. You know what I mean? And things like that. So cool.
He really walked so all of us could run with the pop country thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. One of the people that kind of broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
One Shania too.
Yeah.
I mean, the crossover of that. So that had to be super cool. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude. It was awesome. I got to go up there and sing a Party for Two every night with her.
So
Do my
sick.
best Lily Currington, you know? It's just like, it was awesome.
That's very funny.
That's great.
She would make me high kick in front of 15,000 people, but I was like, that's fine. Shania, I will high kick for you.
You're
That
like,
is
whatever
okay.
you need. Yeah.
dope.
So cool.
Man, I'd love to check that show out. I bet it's so
Man,
fun.
me too.
Yeah, I think they're done after going pretty heavy for the last like 2 years,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've ever actively missed a show like the way that I miss watching that set and just your jaw's just on the floor with the way that she has people in the palm of her hand and the melodies and all the ad libs she does too. Like every single one of her songs, songwriting wise, has like an O or an or something that is just so singable.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of flips everything where it's like usually you've got a song where it's like halftime in the chorus and either like regular time or full time in the verse, and she'll flip it all. You know, Honey, I'm Home. Like none of that makes sense production wise, but it just works. And it's
Yeah.
just cool to see. It's cool to
Was
see. it all.
Lindsay L playing guitar?
No, it was right before Lindsay.
Oh, gotcha.
Lindsay got on, but I think Lindsay came on for the Vegas residency
Oh,
for
yeah.
her.
I've always wondered what it's like to have a Vegas residency. I know like Carrie's done it and like I met some Brooks and Dunn have done it and stuff like that. I'm like, live in Vegas for a month? I feel like I would die.
Die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys are due for one.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if Luke would want to do that.
Yeah.
I think he's at a point where it's like, I don't want to do that. So I'm
Don't
not
have
gonna.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that it's people enjoy it though, of not having to live on a bus and you live in a hotel and
Yeah.
you just chill.
I think I would like it. And as long as I get like my food somewhere, where would I get like grocery shopping and like in a hotel room? I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure that happens.
Just Uber Eats every
deliver.
meal
Everything.
for every meal for
ABC
like a month.
store, everything.
Yeah.
Like, you just
That would be wild, honestly.
Do you guys like Vegas? Are you guys Vegas people?
I was back for the first time. I went a lot when I was younger. My dad used to go, so we would like
Yeah.
kind of like tag along. So I went for the first time in almost 20 years
Oh, that's crazy.
during NFR. It's changed so much, but it's still so much the same.
Yep.
You know?
How old were you when you guys were going?
Oh, so I'm 42 now.
Okay.
So I was like in my early 20s.
Okay, I was gonna say like if
Yeah.
you were like 13, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
no. When
okay.
when you were talking about your high school years and cruise,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my high school years and Nellie's first record. You know?
Hell yeah. Hell
Country
yeah.
grammar.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
honestly.
I was in middle school. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so we went a lot like when I was in college, like early college and like was 21 or honestly like I went right before I was 21 too.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I mean,
my
that's
dad
the
would
time.
just take us out, you know.
That's the time.
And
Where'd you
then-
stay?
We would often stay at the MGM if we had like the nice ones, but my dad was, pretty habitual gambler.
Yeah.
So he would get like a free hotel at like 2 or 3 casinos. So like me and my girlfriend at the time would go stay at like the Circus.
Nice.
You know?
God, I'm so happy you're still here with us.
Oh,
This is good.
Chaos. But back then Vegas was so different in terms of like everything was cheap. There was like expensive restaurants, but that wasn't the thing. Mm-hmm. It was like you get a $3 hot dog and you get a $10 prime rib, and it was like that. But it was starting to be, there's like the nicest restaurants are starting to move here. Oh, the biggest clubs are starting to be here. And then it kind of like has turned into that, you know?
The luxury is kind of gone through the roof of everything is super nice.
Yes.
But
yeah.
It's fun.
But it's super cool. And we went out there this year for NFR and we did a little pop up at the Losers out there.
It's dope, right?
That's sick.
It's fun.
Right in the MGM. You walk by everything.
It's like that corner thing. Yeah. That's fun.
And then they have Doghouse out at the Resorts World, which is sick.
It's dope. I went to Katy Perry's residency a couple years ago, and we
awesome.
like had dinner and drinks there before.
Yeah.
I guess they have like Nashville artists come and do residencies there, like baby artists that don't have pub deals or record deals yet, and they're like, they'll just be like, hey, come and play. 3-hour set, 7 nights, and we'll put you up and pay you, and it's great, and fly you out. And I'm like, that's a gig, bro.
Week in Vegas,
that's
sick.
A gig.
Yeah.
My bass player's going out to do it with somebody next week.
Great.
I'm like, fuck yeah, man.
Well, and that's like the cool thing too is they'll have like the acoustic act at Losers, and then they'll have the full band at Doghouse, and then they'll kind of like rotate people through. But yeah, imagine like, hey, for work, you go to Vegas and party for a week, do the same thing you're doing here, but like in Vegas for a week, party.
Dude, I can't imagine. I would die.
It would be aggressive.
My wife is from there, so we go to Vegas at least once a year, if not twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
We rarely hit the Strip. There's got to be a reason.
Yeah, it's like Broadway, right?
Yeah. It's like you go for like a Knights game or something, but for the Raiders, that stadium is sick.
Oh,
Did you guys play ACMs when it was there a couple years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. They're all starting to kind of...
In the big stadium, it was like empty because we did the ACMs in a stadium. Like we don't need to do award shows in a stadium. That's too many seats.
Yeah. We played on the arena tour. We played that arena.
Yeah.
We did. I think it was... Did we do 2 nights there? I think so. There were so many fights.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah, we played 360, so like the stage is in the middle of the arena. And it was like, I'm like, we're playing Beautiful Crazy, and there's just like brawls. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Those are always the songs that people fight during is guys don't know how to deal with their emotions. So when the love song comes on, they're like, I got to hit someone in the face.
That's so wild, though.
I know.
Yeah, or they're just like chilling or something. They're bored, or I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never asked this, but like as the band guys, you're up there and you're just kind of like vibing, like you're just crowd checking the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, what's some shit you've seen, man? As the artist, you're not really like engaging that, and like you can't sit there and watch one person for 3 minutes and figure out what story's developing, like kind of thing.
I mean, I'm trying to think what I want to tell on the podcast here, but I've seen like just Canada, nicest people in the world, right? Well, we did when we were doing our tour up there, for whatever reason, it was like a Gavin Adcock show or something. Luke he was long neck, and he would throw his like beer out in the crowd and it would spray everywhere. And then everyone was like, "That's an awesome idea." And then just launching drinks back on stage, like so that whole tour was just like when we started playing beer, like my guitar tech would bring out a garbage bag and cover all my shit. Because I was playing a solo, someone had thrown a 48-ounce like thing.
25 Canadian dollar beer.
Yeah, and but it wasn't a beer. It was like a Frosty or something, and it was just like the ice, so it had the good weight at the bottom, and it flew like a missile, and it muted my guitar while I was on the thrust.
Good.
And I'm like, Evan, help! And he's running over, and he's like, he hit the thing, and I was like, all right, we back.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I've seen the fights, I've seen the love, I've seen the lust. I'm like, what are y'all doing? And then this was also in Vegas. I'm like, get on the talk back. I'm like, I hear Rob is like, we got titties out. It's like it sounds like a nom like guy, He's like, we got the titties out. And then of course the whole band, we're playing this 360 stage, And so everyone's just kind of lingering over on that side of the stage for a part of it. Like there's a whole another, 270 degrees over there, but we're just better rock out over here for a bit,
So
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I've seen this dude punch this girl in the face, and then like our security guy, they're like, that's the guy, and he got arrested and went to jail and like got banned from the stadium for life, and then of course you see like a million proposals and funny signs and stuff like that, all kinds of shit up there. But everyone's got their phones out a lot, so it's not probably like it was back in the day.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. Well, that's good that because the thing you got to worry about with like if social media, if it goes on TikTok, that it's like during like Beer Never Broke My Heart, it starts to become a thing. Every city has that expectation because they're like, it's like the Eras tour, it's like we scream at this part and it's like throw the beer at this part. And thank God
I think
that
that's what happened in Canada. I think that's because it was like that same spot because he had done it, and our front of house guy was like, my console's getting drenched, and that's like a house, you know, and so it was like measures had to be taken to prevent that from happening.
It was all the way to front of house that people were throwing.
Well, people
beers?
it was just like that part of the song. You just look out in this arena, and it was just like
Ole Miss baseball. Yeah. Like if they hit a home run, they like throw the beer in the air.
Yes, it was insanity.
I remember like country concert in Fort Laramie, Ohio. Dustin Lynch playing like right when Dustin was popping off, and that's a BYOB festival, so people are a little bit more loose with their beer at a BYOB festival.
Yeah, you're not throwing a $14 beer.
Right. Not that often. Some people still do, but I remember just looking up and just seeing the amount of beer that was in the air for that set. Almost the whole set was so wild.
That is crazy.
It's like just the amount of liquid that you see in the seconds that it lives in the air was so wild.
The first Tailgate Tall Boys I played that like B stage.
Yeah.
And it was on the main stage was Riley headlining, Jelly direct, because this is before Jelly did anything like country. So it's like Tailgate and Tall Boys were like, yeah, let's get Jelly roll.
Yeah. And
then Corey Smith. And Jelly and Corey actually came over to watch my set, and I was just hype, and we had a huge crowd, and I was feeling it. I was like, let's fucking go. And I took a swig of beer and not enough, and I yeeted the other 11 ounces up into the air, and it was like a missile coming down. It was just kind of like, and it like went into the earth. Everyone got out of the way, and it was just like, boom. And everyone looked at me, and they were like, not again. Like,
sorry.
That's me. That's
People
on
used
me.
to do that at rock festivals when I was a kid. I would just stand there, and you get hit in the head with a surge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, my God.
People used to be fucks at concerts, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Well, before there was phones, you could just walk away and then no one would notice
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's a video.
Yeah.
Get fired from your job the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
An
It's
assault
crazy.
charge. That is wild.
I remember like fighting for my life like during Deftones in like August in South Florida. It's like hot and everyone's fucking smoking cigs and joints and stuff, and I'm like not old enough to drink. I'm like, I just want to hear the music. I'm like worried about dying,
I remember being in a Disturbed pit at a show, and it was on the side stage, and like literally 4 people on top of me, and I'm like, this might be how I die. you know,
Dude. No, for us it was like the thing. I'm from like Atlanta, and the thing to do was we would all like pile into cars or take the MARTA train down to the Lakewood Amphitheater right there, and like you just buy the lawn ticket, and you care about the artist, but like you're not there for the music. You're just gonna be like, I'm gonna be singing along to Toby Keith while I get like absolutely hammered with all of the other high schoolers here.
That sounds like pretty fun.
Oh my God, it was some of the drunkest moments of my entire life. It's one of those things where it's like I don't know how I made it through. Like we all survived it.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it was just some of the drunkest moments of our lives as being 17 years old at those amphitheaters and people just not giving a shit. Like
Corey Smith song 21's playing in my head right now.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, that song was everything to us. We're Atlanta kids, all Georgia fans going to Athens for college, and like I think I've seen Corey like 20 times. It's crazy that we're like buddies now because probably the person I've seen the most live is Corey.
Isn't it weird when the world just gets smaller?
Yeah.
It's like it's just crazy how it happens. Some of the names I have in my phone were like people I used to look up to that like we're colleagues with now or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, we had Kit Moore on the pod yesterday, and he comes in and he's like, Kurt! And they have like 10 stories. I'm like, hell yeah.
Dude, it's wild.
Nuts.
It's a city where you chase dreams, and it's kind of cool when they start coming true,
Yeah.
It's dope.
it's been a super cool run to get to see from having you on the pod, kind of like right when Villains popped.
Yep.
Like before you signed a record deal.
You were
and,
my
like,
first podcast.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And from the living room in that crazy house I lived in over there.
Is that where you cut that?
Yeah.
Because there's no video back then.
No, it was just
No
audio.
way. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone was doing video back
No,
then.
not many at least.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then to see like what you've done and the fans you've built.
Thanks,
And
man.
honestly, one of the things that Kurt and we were chatting about this before you got here is every time that anyone runs into you, you are the absolute best to people.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you've got a
you're
really great reputation.
You're
Thank you.
great heart, and you feel it's genuine. And so just thank you for that.
Thank you, man. It's it's like the easiest thing ever to just be nice to people, and I love people. I'm a raging extrovert, so it's cool. You know, I've been in this town for 9 years, and now I've been kind of on the scene for four and a half, and it's just cool to be a part of the community. So I love it and love y'all, and it's always fun. Always rooting for you guys too.
You too. We
Dude.
appreciate you.
Love y'all.
Thanks for coming on, and have fun and good luck on your tour.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
That's gonna be
Appreciate
badass.
it.
We'll see you at Tailgate and Tallboys.
Hell
Well,
yeah,
I will.
baby. Let's
Kurt will
go.
probably working, but
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. Well, guys, I'm Nicky T.
I'm Kurt Ozan.
And
We'll see you in the front row. Thank you.